Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, on this Monday late afternoon edition here on the Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Brandon Smith here with you alongside
Matt Hastings.
And we have got some great topics for you today to bring to you guys. It is going to be an awesome show. We hope you guys just sit back, relax, shoot us some comments if you guys want. We'll do whatever we can to answer those for you. But first, Matt, we've made our college picks and NFL picks on Friday when we last left off. Sorry we could not be live. Just technical difficulties all around that day, but it was we hope you guys still were able to catch it. If not, go back and re-watch it. It was a good show. Yeah, we had some technical difficulties, but hey, you know what? We're just beginning this little experience, and it's only going to get better from here. Matt, college football, we had 5 games. You went 3-2. I went 4-1. It was the one game. It was the Ohio State-Nebraska game. We'll elaborate on it here in a little bit. How about first? We picked the biggest upset, I think, of the weekend.
Yes.
And we both had it.
The Mississippi State knocking off Texas A&M. Number 4.
Yeah.
Texas A&M.
College football ranking?
They beat them 35-28, and I was 1 point off my prediction.
We
Wow.
both had 35, and it was 35, so we were perfect on that.
Yes.
You almost hit it spot on, and that would have been awesome.
Yes.
What did you take? What do you take from this? Is A&M clearly out of the playoff picture, you think,
Yes.
as of now?
I have to say yes, because of the teams, the 4 or 5 teams directly right behind them. Like, when the rankings come out tomorrow night, I believe A&M will fall down. They fell down to number 10 overall in the AP poll.
Yeah.
I don't think they have one too many bad losses now where they can't recover from this.
Yeah. I thought it was a great matchup. I think we all expected Mississippi State to win.
Yes.
Sorry, I was going ahead into my Knicks notes. We'll just go ahead and jump right in there. This one, clearly, I figured we'd get this right for sure. Oklahoma State somehow avoids the upset in Manhattan. Came down to the last play. A very good game. K-State, though, they blew a 9-point lead. And at home. You don't see that in Bill Snyder teams. I was disappointed. Your thoughts on it?
Everyone knows I'm a KU fan, but I cheer for Big 12. Even though this is a Big 12 matchup, I just don't like Oklahoma State, so I was kind of cheering for the Wildcats. Don't quote me on that the rest of my life. Oklahoma State got lucky. Let's just put it at that.
Yeah.
We were kind of watching listening to the very end of the game. It was a shootout, 43-37.
I didn't think. Yeah, our scores are 28-24. You had 28-21. You wouldn't expect those. K-State's offense hasn't been very consistent this year, so I didn't think it'd be that high. Oklahoma State though, they improved. We'll see where they come out in the playoff rankings. The next one we had was West Virginia. They bounced back after falling the week before. They bounced back against KU. 48-21. KU covered. I thought that was a very well played game by the Jayhawks. And you're a KU fan. What did you take away from the game?
Our third string quarterback, Carter Stanley. Well, they're different depth charts every week.
Yeah.
Carter Stanley is the future quarterback for KU.
I saw you tweeted that out.
I did. Within at least the next 2 years, we'll see what happens with recruits. But he's comfortable, and he's only getting started as a starter. Even though he didn't start, he's gonna become a starter. Cozart he's very accurate on short passes. He is a perfect West Coast offense quarterback.
Yeah.
For future, if he goes to the NFL, goes on next level. The Jayhawks offense was okay.
Yeah.
Yes, the score 48. The defense though,
they're better than what they showed. West Virginia's a top tier offense.
Yes,
I think,
or
and
top
yes,
20 team.
They have been in the top 10
yes.
though. Until that loss last week, they were in the top 10. But
Yes.
yeah, I mean, we'll see. What the Big 12. The Big 12. We'll get into more of that as tomorrow.
Yes.
We'll kind of maybe do our own little projections of the top 4 teams that we think will be in the playoff before the rankings come out tomorrow, and then we'll elaborate more on it on Wednesday. Bama, the number 1 team. I knew it was going to be a defensive battle. I said it on Friday. I said this will be a defensive battle. It's in Baton Rouge. Those games go down to the wire. Bama pulled up a 10-0 win on the road. Clearly, Alabama's the top team. Their defense is just ridiculous. They really are.
Yes.
Shutting
out a number 13 LSU team.
Who's been great ever since Les Miles was canned. And everyone's like, that's going to happen, So, yeah, and then I've been waiting all week to get into this one. Why did you even consider Nebraska? I know we've got Nebraska fans on here, probably, people who follow us. I could tell all the way. Ohio State is, yes, they lost to Penn State. I get that. But Ohio State's clearly should be up there in the top 4. I think they have a legitimate argument to be considered in the top 4. I could not believe you took the Huskers. That irritates me.
After Ohio State lost to Penn State, they did not look good that game. Penn State, it's hard to play.
Yeah.
In that stadium.
Yeah.
But this is the Huskers. They're number 10. Armstrong went down with an injury. You can't blame it all on him, but he is their quarterback. He is their playmaker. I just didn't think that they would get romped 62-3.
Yeah.
It's just, you win some, you lose some on picks, but you got to do better.
I even tweeted out, I said, if you guys were follow us on Twitter and stuff, I was so ready for this topic, this game. I just was so ready. Nebraska, they beat my horrible Oregon Ducks this year, barely. And yet they were ranked up in the top 10. I have been thinking Nebraska's been overrated all year. Yes, I think they're good. Yes, they did have an injury, I saw. But Ohio State, I knew that Ohio State's out to prove something still.
Yes.
And they're clearly in the running for the college football playoff. And we'll see where the playoff committee puts them next rankings that come out tomorrow night.
Yes.
And we'll have more on
Very
that on
curious
Friday.
to see.
Yeah, this last one.
We had a matchup this weekend with Northwest. Number 1 team, D2, came in to Fort Hays State. And, Tigers played very well.
Yeah.
Northwest scored the fewest points they scored all year.
Yeah.
And
shut them out 2 quarters.
Yes.
Second quarter and third quarter.
Strong play by the Tigers,
Yes.
by Tiger defense.
That defense, they gave their entire heart out. Offense just couldn't get it going. And there's, if you were at the game, you could tell.
It was a lot closer than the score
indicated.
Yeah,
it really was.
Yes.
14-0 for the majority of all the way till the fourth quarter.
Yes.
And the Tigers, the defense had to start blitzing more. And I was talking to some of the players. They had to give everything they could to try to get a turnover and something. And that's when Northwest, they're going to kill you with the big play. But Northwest defensive line, I have not seen a defensive line that good.
Yes, that's
they are
correct.
really good,
Yes.
and they need much credit. They are definitely deserving of the number one seed in the college football in D2. I think you're going to see them at least in the championship game at Sporting Kansas City Stadium in Kansas City, which
Mercy Park.
Yeah, if you guys want to go, that'd be awesome. They're a great team. It was fun to watch. It was fun to cover, being in the SID
Press box,
and stuff. So
well, let's move on to the NFL Week 9.
Yeah.
What a day yesterday.
Our picks were horrible.
Our picks were not good.
Mine were especially bad.
I got you in the picks 3-2.
Yeah.
I was 2-2. You were 2-3. But our teams won.
Represent, dude.
The Cowboys were good. The Chiefs were...
which scared me all week, I said.
The Chiefs, their defense came through big yesterday, and I mean big, with a backup quarterback a third-string running back, Jeremy Maclin going down. Turnovers are what help the Chiefs more than anything. Forcing 4 turnovers and having none themselves, that's what gets you going.
Yeah.
Then you got the incident in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
With Travis Kelce, I'll admit, I love him to death, but the call in the end zone was not a pass interference. He clearly got interfered with after going through it again, seeing replays. He hooked him big time around the neck. You can't do that. But you also can't argue with the officials to the extent what Travis Kelce did with the umpire throwing the flag for the first unsportsmanlike conduct, and then Travis Kelce decides to throw his own towel off him, and then the umpire threw his hat for the secondary flag. You can't do that as a player. You got to be more disciplined.
I'll be honest. I was watching it with you. I was very disgusted with the other Chief players. I mean, you need a player to go over there and calm Kelce down.
Yeah.
I think that's where, in a way, I almost felt like Kelce wanted to get tossed there because he knew it was a bad play. But you can't do that to your team, and as a player on that team that's out there on the field, you got to run over and grab him. I mean, you see it all the time. That's why we have assistant coaches holding, head coaches back and stuff. And,
correct.
I thought that was, and we'll, I don't. Do you think Kelce will get suspended? I think at least he'll get fined.
He won't get suspended. There's been you only get suspended for fighting.
Yeah.
With Odell and Norman, but
yeah.
He'll get fined probably a little bit because you don't. It was kind of funny, to be honest, throwing the flag and all the social media posts afterwards. But you got to be more respectful to the officials.
You do.
Me as an official here in Kansas, I don't like to see that.
Yeah. It's funny though.
Yeah.
You're
all in all, a win's a win. It was
defense
rough.
came up huge.
Yes.
Forced 4 turnovers. 1 in the goal line.
Controversial call, but
I was surprised the play stood. I'll be honest. But that was a huge play. It was a very huge play, and the Chiefs pull out a win. I mean, I know you're probably not.
Win's a win. That's all I gotta say.
But it
just
is.
move on. Move on to next week. We'll take on the Panthers. So.
The Dallas Rookies, they shined again in Cleveland. Yes, the Browns, they're over. But I said all week this was going to be a trap game. I'm worried. I've been talking so much on how bad the Browns are.
Yes.
Until they get a win, I'm going to keep doing it. I'll be honest.
I don't blame you there.
I am going to keep doing it. I'm sorry if you were a Browns fan. I know Vinny. You're a Browns fan. I'm sorry, dude. But I'm going to go ahead and say this now. Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliott both should be considered MVP candidates. I am throwing that out there. I don't care what anyone says. Both of them, for 2 rookies starting, and they've won 7 in a row of their first 8 games.
That is good points, but I don't agree with you on that front.
I think Zeke more than Dak.
That is correct with stats wise.
Yeah.
But Dak's not up there with the likes of Matt Ryan
and Brady and
Tom Brady. But we'll see what happens later on. Jason Witten came through again with another touchdown.
The old man's coming through big.
How many games is it? It's too many to count. How many consecutive games he's played?
He needed that game-winning touchdown.
Yes,
and he did.
Sparked a little thing.
Yeah,
yes.
We talked a little. There was a big NFC East matchup with the Giants hosting the Eagles. Yeah, Giants pulled away with a win. I didn't watch much of it. I'll be honest, but they got the win. So I mean, and then the other one, the Ravens spoiled Big Ben's return in the big AFC North rival. We both got this wrong.
I figured the Steelers with Big Ben, Antonio Brown, and Le'Veon Bell would do something. They did not do.
No.
wasn't even.
And
they
this-
couldn't even beat the Ravens. Not saying the Ravens are bad. I'm saying that those three guys are some of the best offensive players in the last decade. Well, more so the last 4 5 years when Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown came in the league, and they can't get nothing done.
Yep. Yeah.
Something happened. I mean, they decided to kill the Chiefs, and then Big Ben gets hurt, and you can't do anything about it.
You know what's scary? If I recall, the Cowboys play I know we play the Steelers next week in Pittsburgh. If I recall, same thing happened to the Steelers. They got shut out. I mean, just however they scored, but they got ruined by the Eagles. And then you know who they had the next week? The Chiefs.
They rolled.
I'm worried about the same thing this week, and
happen.
I'm going to talk more on that as the week goes. But yeah, you know, I'm scared right now because I saw what happened to the Chiefs, and I'm thinking the same thing now about the Cowboys.
Yes.
But we'll find out.
We move on to our Sunday night matchup from last night. It was the AFC West division rivalry game between the Raiders and the Broncos. The Raiders took care of them Broncos, and they take sole possession of the AFC West at 7-2.
A half game ahead of the Chiefs.
Half game ahead of the Chiefs, and the Chiefs hold the tiebreaker if they do end up going.
That's true.
Chiefs did beat the Raiders. They did hold them to 10 points in Oakland. I can't stress that enough. Everyone's saying that the Raiders are the best team in the AFC West. You can't just look at the standings. You got to look at stats. You got to look at how they played.
Agree.
You got to look at who played, where was it, what happened, all the logistics of the game. You can't just say, yeah, it's awesome they beat the Broncos.
I'll agree to you can't go by stats and stuff.
Yes.
The bad thing is Oakland is a passing team, except last night they showed running.
Tavius Murray 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. But that game against the Chiefs, it was in Oakland, correct? Right? Was it? It was in Oakland.
Yes.
And
You're correct.
very raining day, which eliminated, I feel like, their pass more than usual. I'm excited to see these two teams square up in Oakland. Or in Kansas City again. Yeah,
yes.
sorry.
I did tweet that earlier. It's going to be a great matchup.
Because I'm going to go out there right now and say that Oakland is the best team in the AFC West. You're not going to like that, probably. Right now, if the Chiefs can get them in Arrowhead, like they did in Oakland, which I think it's possible, then I think the Chiefs are right up there and probably the favorite to win the AFC West. If they can,
you can't base it off of right now because the Chiefs
are injured.
More than 10 people injured. We
Yes.
have so many starters out. We'll be looking forward to these matchups with the Chiefs Broncos Thanksgiving,
That's
Chiefs Raiders
coming up
coming
soon,
up. The AFC West, in my opinion, is the best division, top to bottom. Best division in the NFL.
I think it is because the Chargers.
They won yesterday.
Yeah,
but
and they beat a decent, young-looking Tennessee Titans team, and that was a shootout.
They beat the Broncos too. So.
But my two biggest takeaways, and I think you were the same way, you know, when we were going through the scores last night and the games, Lions beat the Vikings in overtime and handed the Vikings their third straight loss.
After starting undefeated.
Yeah. And yes, the Vikings have injuries.
It's quite a thing, but...
We talked about that earlier in the week. Vikings have injuries, yes. But you have a lead with 23 seconds left at home. And I'm going to go ahead. Matt Ryan is the best quarterback in the NFC North. Yes.
That's Matthew Stafford.
Or Stafford. Yeah, what did I say, Ryan?
You said Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
Sorry, we're talking about the MVP consideration here.
Yes. Matt Stafford is the best quarterback in the NFC North. Aaron Rodgers is no longer the top
I agree with
QB.
you.
And Eric Harrington, you are going to like us for that. The thing I think is huge, a 58-yard field goal, Matt Prater drilled it. And right there I thought, okay, if Lions win the coin toss, this game's over. Sure enough, it happened. Golden Tate, I don't know how he stayed in bounds on that reception to end it. And then he does a little somersault flip into the end zone. Okay.
A little excessive.
Yeah, but
Eric Harrington is correct. He is a Michigan guy. He grew up there. He's not wrong about them Lions. Yes, we've had little reason to believe in the past. They did go in 16 a few years, 6 years ago. But they are coming along very well with this young group of players, and they got a quarterback that can throw it a mile. That's all you really need with Matt Stafford. Give him some weapons, he'll execute. Moving on to our other game, another big takeaway was the Packers. They fell back to 500. Now they're 4-4 when they lost at home to the Colts, and the Colts just lost to the Chiefs last week. And who do you blame for this Packers struggles? Is it Aaron Rodgers, their running game without Eddie Lacy, or is it their coach, Mike McCarthy?
This one's tough. It really is, because I think all three of those things. Rodgers is fine. And just because I said Matt Stafford is the best quarterback in the NFC North, I think Aaron Rodgers is right there. Aaron Rodgers is missing a deep threat. Jordy Nelson is not 100% yet. No. I love Jordy. Kansas boy, walk on at K-State, Super Bowl, champion now. He's not the same since that injury.
Yes.
I don't know. I think some of it might be Mike McCarthy. I really do.
Play calling.
Yes, the play calling.
Leadership. You got to take responsibility for things.
The running game, I think that goes back. They lost that when they played the Cowboys. Eddie Lacy was not healthy, and they suited him up. That was a stupid move. That was week 6, 7, whatever it was. You can't do that. I mean, that's your running back. James Starks was already out. Now they're relying on Ty Montgomery. And, Niles Davis was with him. Not anymore. He's back with the Chiefs. I think it's Mike McCarthy to blame. I really do, in the running game. And I think they should have went out and tried to trade for a running back. I do, before the trade deadline. It's over now, so we'll see what they decide.
How they adjust.
Yeah.
What they can do to make that playoff push.
Yeah. We'll quickly just we talked a lot on this on Friday, and I think next week we will save Monday Night Football for our Monday show, just to prep you guys with. Tonight we got the Bills at the Seahawks. Seahawks, as of last night, were still 7-point favorites. We both, Matt, took the Seahawks 28-10. I
can't defer from that, or deter from that, the prediction, because
I think Russell Wilson is going to have a great comeback game.
Yes.
And I think
I agree with you.
He's been struggling, and he's not healthy. He's not healthy, so
they're back at home. That really helps.
Yeah.
The 12th man. Well, it finishes up the Monday or the football portion
tomorrow,
and we'll
rankings. We'll have our own
NFL rankings of who we think, not based off ESPN. I mean, that's awesome, but who we think our rankings as individuals with our try not to go biased views, but we'll see. We'll move on to some college basketball now. It's starting up this week. The many teams have played some exhibition games, and boy,
go through the top 25.
The top 25 teams came out, and the preseason top 5 is we have Duke at 1, Kentucky at 2.
Who I'm gonna go ahead and say just throttled an NAIA team last night. They won 156-63. That's almost 100 points, folks. That is ridiculous. Were they running the score up? I have no idea, but
I have no idea.
That's ugly. That is ugly. Yes, the NAIA team's probably like, hey, we got to play Kentucky.
Yes.
Yeah, we got thrashed, almost by 100 points, That's a little ridiculous, though. I think the score should not have been that high.
Then we have number 3, KU, my favorite college basketball football team. And then we got Villanova and Oregon to round out the top 5.
Hey, the Ducks.
The Ducks.
Okay, they're bad at football, but basketball? Okay, maybe.
KU right there with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
We got some predictions for the Final Four.
Yeah.
Or the March Madness.
Too early.
Way, and if you guys not even playing a game yet.
If you guys want, shoot your Final Four predictions. We'll see,
compare.
See if you're right. You know, here's my four. I got Villanova, the defending champs. KU's going to be up there, I think, again, in a tough Big 12 conference. North Carolina, that's kind of my surprise. And then just because I'm a Duck fan, quack, quack, win the day, go Ducks. I know my Oregon fans going to hate me because y'all are Beaver fans. But I will talk more about that. I do get to go watch Oregon State Beavers, not men's team, but women's team later, over my Christmas trip out in Oregon. We'll talk more about that. I know my family's going to love that show. Matt, yours?
Well, no particular order because you never know. No one's gelled yet. No one's played a game, a legit game, regular season game yet. I've got KU. I got Kentucky. The defending champions, Villanova, with their experience. And then my dark horse, Wisconsin. They got Nigel Hayes back. They've got depth. I think that could happen. We got plenty of teams like Duke, but
yeah,
you never know. You can't.
You don't.
We'll probably be wrong, but
sure.
Well, I mean, of course we'll be wrong.
If someone does, if one of us gets this right, I mean, I think you're gonna have to take me out for some supper. I think that's what it's gonna be.
That might have to happen.
I think that's what's gonna happen. You know. Yeah. So we'll talk more and more as the college basketball season goes. I mean, we're just now getting into it.
That's true.
We'll shift gears. Every Monday we're going to do this. We're going to do our NBA top 10 rankings teams for the week. We're not going to do the whole list because, you know, hey, that's 32 teams or 30, whatever.
30 teams, yes.
30, yeah, I'm thinking NFL. Matt, go ahead. Just go with your top 10.
My top 10, I've got the Cavs, of course. Undefeated. They got LeBron. They got Kyrie, Kevin Love, defending champions. They are starting out strong. First time in LeBron's career, they started out 6-0.
Yeah.
And 3 times they've gone 5-1. They have won the NBA Finals. So you never know. We'll see how it ends up. Right after them, I got the Clippers, and then I go with the Thunder. A surprise team is the Hornets.
Yeah.
They are 4-1 as well.
They are.
I haven't looked at the strength of schedule or strength of
Yeah,
record yet, but they are 4-1. Okay.
Anthony Davis, you can't question it.
Kemba Walker.
Pelicans, yeah.
And then number 5, I got the
they used to
San
be the
Antonio
Hornets.
Spurs.
Yes.
So they round out my top 5.
I'll just shoot
what's your
mine.
take?
Cavs number 1 by far, 6-0, the only remaining undefeated team. I got the Clippers. They lost to OKC. OKC though got throttled by Golden State. They picked up a big win against my Spurs, unfortunately. I got Spurs 3, Warriors 4, just because Spurs have already beat the Warriors, and yes, I'm a Spurs fan, so I am biased. No. And then the Raptors are my fifth. Right under them's Thunder. Then to round it out, 7, 8, 9, and 10, I got the Thunder or the Hawks. I got the Hornets, the Blazers, and then my surprise, they're probably not in the top 10 like on any other predictions, or power rankings, but for my boy Bumo, his Los Angeles Lakers. The Lake Show, they might be something here in the next few years. They are very young, and they beat Golden State. So that I'm gonna go ahead and say that. Okay. It's gonna change again. I'm sure. I didn't even look at matchups this week, so it happens.
We'll move on to our next topic, which is something like breaking news or other news that has happened throughout the day.
Yeah.
Well, we got this right here, this helmet, Arenado helmet, who plays for the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, stud.
Rockies had some big news today.
They did.
Very, very big news.
Huge news. I think being a Rockies fan, obviously you guys know I am. This was a huge, probably their biggest hire in the franchise's history. And yeah, it's only 25 plus years, of our franchise, but this was a huge hire because of the talent they have. The talent they have is really good. They're
It's
young.
incredible.
They're starting to get some starting pitching.
Yes.
The biggest thing is going to be getting bullpen now. And yeah, last evening, last night in the early evening, MLB.com's Tom Harding reported that the Rockies were going to introduce Bud Black, former Padre skipper who spent 9 years with them. He went his record was below 500. Yeah, a lot of criticism probably about that, but he was 649 and 713. And, he's going to be the sixth manager in Rocky history. And I think this is a big move for the organization. Getting someone who has had experience. Bud Black, he's definitely a mound guru. And so we will see if he will be able to get it all figured out at Hitters Friendly Coors Field. And with a young pitching staff, I think the starting pitching, they don't need to do much with it right now. It's the relievers, the bullpen.
I agree with you.
That is definitely where they have got to improve. And, he did say today, I was listening to his his press conference of being introduced as the Rockies, new head skipper. His first thing was, like someone asked, was, who is the first person you're most excited to get to talk to and get to know? And, a lot of people...
You would guess, like he asked me earlier, and I guessed Arenado, I guessed Cargo, I guessed Trevor Story. I guess Charlie Blackmon and LeMahieu, but it's none of them. It's actually a starter for that team.
Yeah.
Mr. John Gray.
The Oklahoma Sooner.
Yes. The full head of hair. Green hair commercials.
So, we'll see. What I took away from it is our GM, Jeff Burdich. It's his first hire of his own skipper. And he seemed very happy today. He was and you're gonna be, but this is probably the most happiest I've seen him. He took a lot of flack when he got rid of my boy Tulo. And I think that has proved out to be a great trade. And yeah, it hurt. It always hurts when you get rid of your franchise player. But yeah, I think it was awesome. The other good thing I took away from this, and I'll believe it when I see it, but Dick Munford, the owner of the team, stated today, our payroll will be higher this year, and it will be a record high payroll for us. So that is one plus. I feel like they have not thrown the money out that they should have, and finally they're doing it maybe this year. We'll see. Just because you say that doesn't mean it's going to happen. You got to go out and do it. We'll see what they do this offseason. My big prediction, and this is funny because Bud Black, back when the Rockies made their run in 2007, they had to play a game 163, which is now called the wild card game. And Bud Black was managing against the Rockies. And Matt Holliday, who was with the Rockies at the time, now is a free agent, came home, and they asked him today, slid, and I don't think he touched home, I'll be honest. But I'm not going to complain about it. I'm glad they called him safe and he touched home. But they asked Bud Black today, someone asked him, did Matt Holliday touch home plate in that game? And that was the second part of a two-part question. And he said, first off, I'm going to jump to your second part of the question. Matt Holliday has yet to touch home plate. And, everyone just laughed. But I'm going to go ahead and say it. Matt Holliday will be with the Rockies again. This offseason, the Rockies are going to go out and get Matt Holliday. I think he will be our first baseman. I think they will transition him to a first baseman. That is my prediction, if the price is right. If he's asking for a lot of money, then no, they're not going to do it. But if the price is right, and I think Matt Holliday loved Coors Field, we've seen it before. Justin Morneau, Michael Kadire, and just recently, Mark Reynolds, they all were going downhill in their career, but they came to Coors Field and they had a tremendous season. And I think Matt Holliday needs to come back to Coors Field and find his bat again. And I think he very well can.
To piggyback on the Bud Black hiring, some more tidbits of him. He won, as a player, he won 121 Major League games. And he has a World Series ring as a starter with,
your favorite,
nonetheless, the 1985 Kansas City Royals, who came back from 3-1 deficit against the Cardinals.
And you've been saying all day, along with me, you think it's a great hire.
I do believe it's going to work out very much in the end.
I'm just glad we went out from our organization, brought someone in who had past experiences as a manager, and
he's been around baseball his whole life. So
yep.
I agree with the hiring. But he's also never pitched at Coors as a player, but at Mile High when it was before, he pitched 8 innings, he gave it 3 hits, 2 runs, a walk, and 2 Ks. So he has pitched in Denver before. So.
Yeah.
Now, it's just, I believe good things are to come. So.
Yeah, I hope. And hey, we might be at opening day this year.
Yes.
So
we might be at opening day. I agree with him.
So yeah,
More
if
so than not.
if so, we might have to bring our show live from Coors Field. That'd be sweet. But yeah, we'll see. Matt, there was some other breaking news. A couple other big stories. They weren't like just huge, but other noticeable breaking news today. This came across this afternoon, kind of when we were ready to do our show. I mean, getting really close to ready to do our show. We had all our agendas and stuff, our scripts all lined out. How about this? Former Carolina Panther and Dallas Cowboy defensive lineman Greg Hardy back in trouble. Indicted on felony.
Surprising.
Yeah. Indicted on felony possession of cocaine, faces up to 2 years in prison if convicted, and that is TMZ reporting that. Is this guy ever going to learn? I mean,
no, I'll say
I have to agree.
He needs to,
especially after Jerry Jones, who sometimes I'm just like, Jerry, can you just shut up? Even though Jerry Jones gave him a second chance. And Jerry is known for that because Jerry Jones is a businessman. He's going to go get a player if they're good and give them a second chance.
Yes.
But lately we have seen Jerry Jones pass and give up on those players.
Yes.
I think he's done too. I think his career, his life is definitely in jeopardy. This is sad. It's a sad thing because the kid had some amazing talent and it's down the drain now. And hopefully he'll get it figured out, but we're seeing more and more nowadays these players who haven't made just throw it down the drain.
Yes.
And that's getting sad. That's being sad. It's not what little kids need to be seen to as far as being a role model. You do not want your kid seeing this type of stuff. And yeah, sad day for
definitely.
Greg Hardy. Why don't you give us the last news we saw today? I didn't send it to you.
I didn't see it, but I do know what he's talking about, actually. Ryan Fitzpatrick, right?
Yeah.
They determined he has a sprained MCL, so hopefully we'll be able to see what comes of it and if he can play this weekend.
Yeah.
They've been struggling this year against the Chiefs, especially.
Yeah.
But I hate to see people go down like that.
Yeah, and Fitzpatrick, if I'm the Jets right now, I'm thankful we did not pay him a ton of money that he was wanting because he has not lived up to the guy he was last year. And he leads the NFL in interceptions. And, it's a good thing they didn't sign him to the big deal.
Yes.
But, that's going to pretty much wrap today's show up. Thank you. Yeah, it was pretty long, I think. Sorry about that. But, hey, there's a lot of stuff out here.
Especially after the weekend.
Yeah, and we'll bring you more Monday Night Football. The result, I'm going to go ahead and say go Seattle Seahawks, please. Take care of the Bills tonight. Matt's going to be the same way. I know we got some Seahawks fans watching, so go Seahawks. Go 12th man. Make sure, though, you guys follow us on Twitter.
At MHSM Sports Show. And look up our Facebook page and go like it. It is Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show. We got our YouTube page coming. It's coming
Yeah,
up. We'll
post it.
Yeah, and make sure you share our videos if you ever.
Yeah, please do. You know,
thankful for that. Appreciate it very much.
Appreciate
for
that.
You guys following us.
We did get our logo and cover page up. Thanks to shout out to Jordan Hester. She got all that taken care of. We do got another logo coming. It's just gonna take a while. We got exactly how we want it. But hopefully you guys liked today's show. Hope you guys had a good weekend. You guys probably beat us in picks, I'd say, this week, at least in NFL.
Rough weekend.
Yeah, but anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. Not sure on the time. Probably
Around
about this time
4:30,
tomorrow,
yeah.
probably. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get a schedule, probably after this week, kind of a set schedule. And yeah, hopefully you guys like this being back live, too.
Yes.
It's good to be back live.
From Brandon Smith and Matt Hastings, we hope you guys enjoyed the show. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.